Emma walked into the upscale restaurant nervously clutching her purse, her heart pounding in her chest. She wasn't supposed to be here. Her coworkers had teased her endlessly about being too plain, too shy, and too boring for love. When they set her up on a blind date, she thought maybe, just maybe, they were being kind. But the whispers she heard behind her back as she entered told her otherwise. This wasn't kindness. This was a cruel prank. She sat alone at the corner table, cheeks burning, trying to steady her breath. Just get through tonight, she told herself. Smile, and don't let them see you break. Across the room, Daniel Carter, a name known on business headlines as the youngest CEO to turn a failing company into a billion-dollar empire, was sitting with a friend. He was a single dad, a man who didn't waste time on games. But his friend had insisted he meet someone tonight, someone different. Daniel wasn't interested, until he saw her. Emma, fidgeting with her glass of water, her eyes flicking nervously to the door, looked so out of place in the glittering restaurant. But there was something real about her, something that pulled at him in a way that boardroom power moves and high society galas never had. When he stood and walked over, the entire table of her coworkers froze. This wasn't supposed to happen. Emma, he asked gently. Her eyes widened. Why yes? I'm Daniel. Your date. The room seemed to hush. Emma's coworkers, seated nearby with hidden smirks, exchanged panicked glances. This was the part of the joke where the powerful CEO was supposed to laugh, excuse himself, and humiliate her. But instead, Daniel pulled out the chair and sat down. For the first time all night, Emma exhaled. Over dinner, she expected shallow small talk, but Daniel was different. He asked about her life, her dreams, her struggles. She admitted she worked long hours as a receptionist to pay for her younger brother's college tuition. She admitted she often felt invisible, overlooked, and underestimated. And Daniel listened. Really listened. By the end of the night, Emma wasn't sure what stunned her more, the way he leaned in with genuine interest, or the way he smiled at her as if she were the most captivating person in the room. But the real shock came when her coworkers snickered loudly as Daniel walked her toward the entrance. Emma stopped, finally realizing the truth. Her lips trembled as she whispered, "You don't have to do this. They set me up as a joke." Daniel's jaw tightened. He looked at the group, their laughter sharp and cruel, then turned back to Emma. His voice was steady, resolute. "Emma, the only joke here," he said, "is that they don't see what I see." Then, before she could even process what was happening, he dropped to one knee in the middle of the restaurant. Gasps echoed across the room. Her coworkers froze, pale as statues. "Emma," Daniel said softly, "I know this is sudden. But I also know what I want. I want someone real. Someone kind. Someone who knows struggle, but still chooses to show up every day with courage. And tonight, that someone walked into my life. Will you let me fight for you, not just tonight, but for the rest of my life?" Tears filled Emma's eyes. She wasn't sure if this was a dream or some impossible twist of fate. The restaurant was silent, every pair of eyes on her trembling hands as she covered her mouth. She whispered, "Yes." And the room erupted, not in laughter this time, but in stunned applause. Her coworkers sat speechless, their joke collapsing in the face of something far bigger than they'd imagined: love, dignity, and respect. That night didn't just change Emma's life. It changed Daniel's too. Because sometimes, the people we overlook are the very ones who can teach us the deepest truths about love and humanity. Emma walked out of the restaurant with Daniel's hand in hers, no longer invisible. She was seen. She was cherished. And in that moment, the world felt a little brighter, because kindness, respect, and authenticity had won.